Hi, welcome to my journey. This is Miss Carr, and I am inviting you to learn with me. Are you ready? Let's go! Hello! Today we will answer some word problems and we will apply our skills and knowledge about ratio and proportion in real life scenarios, okay? 12 grapes cost 30 cents. How many grapes would you get for 15 cents? Okay, so hahanapin natin kung ilan na lang daw grapes ang makukuha natin or mabibili natin in 15 cents kung sa 12 grapes merong or it costs 30 cents. Okay? So, in this scenario, the proportion is direct. Why? Kasi yung dalawang items na meron tayo is yung grapes o yung prutas and then yung cost niya. Remember, the more fruits na bibilhin natin, ibig sabihin, the higher the cost. So, parehas silang nagtataas. So, that's why it's direct proportion. So, we have 12 is to 30 is equals to x is to 15. Yung x dito is yung hinahanap nating number ng grapes, okay? Sa kada 15 cents. So, to answer this, we need to multiply the means and the extremes. So, we have 30 times x. So, kukombine lang natin yung number and yung variable. So, we have 30x. Then 12 times 15, so we have 180. So we have now 30x equals 180. And then, we need to cancel 30 kasi ang gusto lang naman natin makuha is yung value ng x. Okay? So to cancel 30, we need to divide it by itself. So we have 30 divided by 30 and the answer is 1. So if your number beside the variable is 1, you don't need to write it. Okay? So technically, 1 na lang yung nasa tabi ng x. That's why we just need to cancel the 30 but hindi naman yan yung talagang kinancel lang. Dinivide natin siya dun sa same number para maging 1 para yun yung maging bagong number ng variable pero hindi na natin susulat. Okay? So technically, natitira na lang is yung x. Okay? So, since equal side siya, kung nag-divide tayo ng 30 dito, that mag-divide din tayo ng 30 dito. So, 180 divided by 30 and the answer is 6. So, equivalent lang ng x is 6. Okay? So, the answer is merong 6 grapes sa 15 cents. Alright? So, for us to check kung proportion siya, dapat same yung product nung means tsaka ng extremes. Okay? So, we have 30 times x and x is 6. So, 30 times 6, that's 180. And then, yung extreme natin na 12 times 15, that is 180. So, equal siya. So, it means proportion sila. Alright? Other way is, we can look at here. So, 12 over 30, naging 6 over 15. So, yung 12, naging 6. So, dinivide natin sa 2. And then, yung 30, naging 15, dinivide natin sa 2. So, parehas silang dinivide sa 2. Ibig sabihin, proportion sila. Okay? So, if you just think about it, yung 12 grapes, it cost 30 cents. So, tinatanong lang dyan kung ilang grapes meron sa 15 cents. So, yung 30 naging 15, so dinivide lang siya, right? Ginawang kalahati. So, hatiin mo lang din yung number of grapes mo. So, 12, hinati mo sa dalawa, so naging 6. Okay? The ratio of seniors to juniors in the math club is 2 is to 3. If there are 20 juniors, how many seniors are in the club? Okay, so in this case, ang proportion natin is direct proportion. Okay? So, ang ratio daw ni seniors tsaka ni juniors ay 6 is 2 is to 3, okay? So, senior, junior, okay? So, ang sabi dyan, ilan daw yung seniors kung ang juniors ay 24. Alright? So, ang nawawalang bilang is yung seniors. So, again, let's do it by multiplying the means and the extremes. So, 3 times x, that is 3x. 2 times 24, that is 48. So, we have 3x equals 48. So, let's cancel 3 by dividing itself. So, we have x na lang, and then 48 divided by 3, that is 16. So, the equivalent of x here is 16. So, the answer for our word problem is 16 seniors. Okay? Kung 24 na yung junior high, 16 seniors, 16 na yung bilang ng seniors. kung ang ratio nila is 2 is to 3. Alright? So, to check that, let's put the 16 dun sa value ng x. So, 3 times x, so that is 3 times 16, that's 48. 2 times 24, that's 48. So, equal sila, so it means proportion sila. Okay? So, here makikita natin na yung 2 naging 16, and then yung 3 naging 24, both of them minultiply lang sa 8. Okay? 3 pipes take 60 minutes to water the field. How much time it will take to water the field with 6 pipes? Okay, so ang hinahanap dito is gaano katagal madidiligan yung field kapag ang ginamit is 6 pipes. Kung sa 3 pipes, nadidiligan niya yan ng 60 minutes. Okay? So, ang proportion natin is indirect. Why? Kasi 'di ba, the more the pipes na gagamitin natin para magdilig, ibig sabihin, the lesser the minutes. Mas mabilis matatapos mag-water or magdilig ng field. Okay? So, yung isa tumataas, yung number ng pipes, then yung number ng minutes bumababa. So, that's why it's indirect proportion. Okay? So, this is how we do it. So, 3 is to 60 is equals to 6 is to x. Yung x dito is yun yung value or yung number ng minutes na hanapin natin kapag gumamit tayo ng 6 pipes. Okay? So, to answer this, kailangan natin i-multiply yung kada ratio. Okay? So, 3 times 60, that is 180. And then 6 times x, that is 6x. And we need to cancel 6 by dividing by itself. So, we have now x here in this side. And then 180 divided also by 6. So, we have 30. So, the equivalent of x here or the number of minutes is 30 minutes. So, kung gagamit tayo ng 6 pipes para mag-water o magdilig ng field, it takes 30 minutes. And kung 3 pipes lang, it takes 60 minutes. Okay? So, let's see kung proportion siya kapag nilagay na natin yung value ng x. So, in this case, 3 times 60, we have 180. 6 times x, which is equivalent niya is 30, that is 180. So, equal siya, ibig sabihin, proportion siya. Okay? So, kung mapapansin mo, yung pipes natin na 3 naging 6. So, minultiply natin by 2. And then, yung 60 na minutes naging 30 minutes. Nag-divide tayo into 2. So, parehas natin na ginamit yung 2, pero yung isa tumaas, yung isa bumaba. Okay? So, that's why it's indirect proportion. 70% of 60 is what number? So, to get the value of the 70% ng 60, we can use direct proportion. Okay? So, 70, if you convert that into fraction, that is 70 over 100 equals x over 60. So, yung 60 dito, that is 100%, or that is our whole number. Okay? So, yung nawawala is yung equivalent na 70%. Alright? So, if we can write it this way, so it will become 70 is to 100 equals x is to 60. So, since direct proportion, let's just get the product of means and the product of extreme. So, 100 times x, that is 100x, equals 70 times 60, that is 4,200. So, cancel 100 by dividing 100 and also the other side. So, x now is equivalent to 42. So, yung x dito, that is 42. So, ibig sabihin, the 70% of 60 is 42. Okay? So, if you want to double check, so 100 times x, that is 100 times 42, right? And then 70 times 60, that is 4,200. So, dapat equal sila. So, since equal sila, it means they are proportion. 60 is 20% of what number? Okay, so in this case, kukunin natin kung ano yung whole number ng 20% at ang equivalent daw ng 20% is 60. Okay? So, alamin natin. So, in this case, direct proportion pa rin siya. So, what we have now is 20% is 20 over 100 equals 60 over x. Why? Kasi yung 60 daw, yan na daw yung 20%. So, yung hanapin natin is yung 100% or yung whole. Okay? So, we can write it like this. 20 is to 100 and 60 is to x. Alright? So, dahil direct proportion, let's just get the product of the means and the extreme. So, 20 times x, so we have 20x, and then 100 times 60, so we have 6,000. So 20x is equals to 6,000, so cancel the 20 by dividing by itself. So x na lang yun nandito sa side na to, 6,000 divided by 20, so that is 300. So, ibig sabihin, yung x dito, that is 300. So, yung 60 is 20% of 300. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, yung 100% na hinahanap natin or yung kabuuan, that is 300. And yung 20% nun is 60. Okay? So, kung mapapansin nyo to, yung 20 naging 60, so tinimes sa 3. Yung 100 naging 300, so tinimes din sa 3. So proportion siya kasi parehas na nagtaas by multiplying by 3. Okay? So here, if you want to check it also, so 20 times x is 300, so that is 6,000. When 100 times 60, that is 6,000. So equal sila, so it means proportion sila. 4 machines can recopy 35,000 books in 6 days. How many machines are needed to copy 35,000 books in 3 days? Okay, so in this case, hanapin natin kung ilang machines daw yung kailangan para mag-copy ng 35,000 books in 3 days kung kayang mag-copy ng 4 machines in 6 days. So yung proportion natin is indirect. Why? Kasi, di ba, the more machines na gagamitin, ibig sabihin, mas mabilis lang. So, the lesser the days. So, ibig sabihin, yung machine, tumataas yung number ng days, lumiliit. So, that's why it's indirect proportion. Okay? So, we have here 4 is to 6 is equals to x is to 3. So, yung x dito, ito yung number ng machines na gagamitin natin in 3 days. Okay? So, let's do the multiplication. So 4 times 6, that is 24. And then x times 3, that is 3x. So divide natin yung 3 by itself para ma-cancel. And then ang matitira na lang si x. And then divide din natin to sa 3 and the answer is 8. Okay? So it means it takes 8 machines para matapos in 3 days. Okay? So 4 machines, it takes 6 days. And then 8 machines, it takes 3 days. Alright? So, for us to check, we have 4 times 6, that is 24. And then, yung x na 8, 8 times 3, that is 24. So, pantay, it means proportion. Okay? So, in this case, let's see. So, 4 over 6, naging 8 over 3. So, yung 4 times 2, and then yung 6 divided by 2. So, parehas 2 yung ginamit, pero yung isa minultiply, and then yung isa dinivide. Kasi nga, indirect siya, so yung isa nagtaas, yung isa bumaba. Okay? How much prize will each winner get if a cash prize of 90,000 will have to be divided in the ratio of 1 is to 3 is to 5? Okay, so ang mangyayari, hahatiin daw yung 90,000 dun sa mga winners. And ang ratio na gagamitin is 1 is to 3 is to 5. Okay? So, ang gagawin natin, by the way, this is partitive proportion. Okay? Kasi hinati natin yung 90,000. Alright? So, what we have is 1 is to 3 is to 5. So, ang gagawin natin, we need to put a variable here dun sa bawat number. Okay? Kasi kung ano man yung equivalent ng variable, this time ang ginamit natin variable is n. So, kung ano yung value ng n, imumultiply natin siya doon sa mga ratios natin. Alright? So, imagine this one. 1 is to 3 is to 5. So, pag pinag-add mo lahat yan, that is 9. Diba? So, kung let's say, ang price lang is 9, ibig sabihin, ang hatian is 1 yung isa, 3 yung isa, 5 yung isa. But in this case, 90,000 kasi yung hatiin nila. So, yung ratio na ginamit natin is 1 is to 3 is to 5. So, kailangan natin malaman kung ilang beses i-multiply yung 1, yung 3, at saka yung 5. Okay? So, gagawin na natin like this. So, 1n plus 3n plus 5n. So, let's add them. And we have 9n. Alright? So, yung add lang natin is yung number and then just copy the variable kasi pare-parehas lang naman sila. Okay? So, now, we have 9n equals 90,000. So, we'll just need to cancel the 9 by dividing by itself. And then, yung matitira lang dito is n. And then, let's divide it also by 9. So, 90,000 divided by 9, that is 10,000. Okay? So, the equivalent of n or our variable is 10,000. So, now, dahil ito yung ratio na ginamit, we will just multiply this value dun sa ratio natin. So, 1 times 10,000, that is 10,000. So 3 times 10,000, that is 30,000. 5 times 10,000, that is 50,000. So dapat pag inad mo lahat to, the total is 90,000. So ito yung magiging hatian ng mga winners dun sa prize. Okay? Divide 4,340 among A, B, and C so that A's share, B's share, C's share is 1/2, 1/3, and 1/5 respectively. How much is the share of each? Okay, so in this scenario, what we are looking is yung share ni A, B, and C dun sa 4,340 kung ang ratio na gagamitin is 1/2 is to 1/3 is to 1/5. Okay? So, this kind of proportion is partitive kasi nga hahatiin natin yung 4,340. Okay? So, again, we just need to um, add all the fractions that we have here. But in this case, diba, we can't add dissimilar fractions immediately. So we need to get equivalent fractions nila na pare-parehas yung denominator. So if you're still wondering ano yung equivalent fraction, something like that, you can go and watch my previous video about fraction para mas lalo nyo siyang maintindihan. Okay? So in this case, since the equivalent fraction is 15 over 30 is to 10 over 30 is to 6 over 30. Okay? So let's add the numerator, and that is 31 over 10. Sorry, 31 over 30. Alright? And then yung variable na ginamit natin is n, and then equals to 4,340. Now, what we need to get or what we want to get is yung n lang, diba? So, yung 31 over 30, we need to cancel that by dividing by itself, which is 31 over 30. Okay? So, pag kinancel mo yan, n na lang yung natira. So, since nag-divide tayo dito ng 31 over 30, dapat sa side na to, magdi-divide din tayo ng 31 over 30. Okay? So, we need now to multiply this one, diba? Pag nagdi-divide tayo ng fractions, nagiging multiplication. And then, itong whole number natin, ang denominator niya is 1. And then, yung isang term dito, mag-opposite siya. So, yung 31 over 30 magiging 30 over 31. Okay? Then, let's multiply the numerator and denominator. And the answer is 130,200 over 31. And when you do or simplify that fraction, n is equals to 4,200. Okay? So, that is the value of our variable. Alright? Na ita-times natin sa kada ratio natin. Alright? So, let's do. So, 1/2 times 4,200. So, we have this one. And to simplify that, that is 2,100. Okay? So, in short, hinati mo lang yung 4,200 mo and the answer is 2,100. Okay, 1/3 times 4,200. So, magiging ganito. And to simplify that, that is 1,400. Okay? 1/5 times 4,200. It will become like this. And to simplify this, it is 840. So, dapat pag pinag-add mo to, the answer is 4,340. Yung paghahatian ni A, B, and C. Okay? So, yung share ni A is 2,100. Yung share ni B is 1,400 at yung share ni C is 840. Okay? If 6 men can paint a wall in 64 hours, find the number of men required to paint the wall in 48 hours. Okay, so aalamin natin kung ilang tao daw ang kailangan para ma-paint yung wall in 48 hours kung yung 6 men nape-paint nila yung wall in 64 hours. Okay? So, this kind of proportion is indirect proportion. Why? Because we're talking about yung number ng labor or ng men at saka yung oras kung gaano sila katagal mag-paint. Okay? So, di ba, the more na tao yung gumagawa, ibig sabihin, the lesser the hours na matatapos kasi mas mabilis. Okay? So, let's do the multiplication. So, we have here 6 is to 64 and then x is to 48. So, tong x na to is the number of men and then tong 48 is yung oras na matatapos. Okay? So, let's multiply. 6 times 64, that is 384. And then x times 48, that is 48x. So what we want is the value of x. So we just need to cancel 48 by dividing itself. And then x na lang natitira. So we need also to divide it by 48 and the answer is 8. Okay? So the value of x is 8. So ibig sabihin, if we want to paint the wall in 48 hours, we need to have 8 men. Alright? But in 64 hours, they need 6 men. Alright? So let's check. So 6 times 64, that is 384. Yung x na ang value is 8. 8 times 48, that is 384. So equal siya, so it means proportion. So tama yung sagot natin. Okay? Anne, EJ, and Jamaica shared 360 stamps in the ratio of 3:4:5. How many stamps did Anne got? Alright, so in this case, we have partitive proportion kasi hatiin natin yung 360 stamps natin and gagamitin natin yung ratio na 3:4:5. Okay? So alamin natin kung ilan yung stamps ni Anne, ni EJ, at saka ni Jamaica. Alright, so again, we just need to add our ratios, but make sure meron silang variable, okay? So, 3 plus 4 plus 5, we have 12n, and then equals to 360. So, let's cancel 12 by dividing by itself, and then we have n. In this case, we need to divide it also by 12, so we have 30. So, the equivalent of n or variable is 30. Then, let's multiply it sa ratios natin. So, we have 3 times 30, that is 90. 4 times 30, that is 120. 5 times 30, that is 150. Then, when we add this, dapat 360 yung sagot. Okay? So, yung stamps ni Anne is 90. Yung stamps ni EJ is 120. And yung stamps ni Jamaica is 150. Aldrin earns 3,000 pesos in 20 days. How much will he earn in 30 days? Okay, so alamin natin kung magkano na daw yung kikitain ni Aldrin in 30 days kung kumikita siya ng 3,000 in 20 days. Okay? So this kind of proportion is direct proportion kasi yung dalawang items natin dito is yung amount na kinikita at saka yung days. Okay? Eh di ba the more the days, the higher the earnings. Okay? So parehas silang tumataas or parehas din silang bumababa. So we have here 3,000 is to 20 is equals x is to 30. So let's multiply their means and their extremes. So we have 20 times x, so that is 20x. 3,000 times 30, that is 90,000. So let's cancel 20 by dividing by itself. So we only have now x. And then 90,000 divided by 20, then we have 4,500. So the value of x here is 4,500. And then yan daw yung kikitain ni Aldrin in 30 days. Okay? So let's check kung tama tayo. So 3,000 times 30, we have 90,000. 20 times x, which is 4,500. So 20 times 4,500, so we have 90,000. So equal sila, it means they are proportion. So 4,500 is correct. Francesca used up 1/3 gallon a day. How many gallons would she use for a week? Okay, so alamin natin kung ilang gallons daw yung magagamit ni Francesca for a week. So this kind of proportion is direct kasi the more na madami yung days, ibig sabihin, the more na madaming gallon yung gagamitin ni Francesca. Alright? So we have here 1/3 is to 1 day, right? Equals to x is to 7. So, yung x dito, ito yung number of gallon na gagamitin ni Francesca in 1 week. Diba? Merong 7 days in 1 week. Okay, so let's do the multiplication. So, 1 times x. So, again, 1x lang yan, but we don't need to write the 1. Okay? So, 1/3 times 7. So, we have 7 times 1/3, pwedeng baliktad. So, when we do that, again, kapag whole number, ang denominator niya lang is laging 1, right? So, imagine mo 1 yung nasa ilalim. So, 7 times 1, that is 7. 1 times 3, that is 3. So, x is equivalent to 7 over 3. So, ibig sabihin, 7 over 3 gallon ang magagamit ni Francesca for a week. Alright? So, let's check kung tama tayo. So, 1/3 times 7. So, this is the equation. So, the answer is 7 over 3. Then, 1 times x. Yung x natin is equivalent niya is 7 over 3, right? So, this is the equation. So, when we do that, again, this is whole number. Imagine that denominator is 1 also. So, 1 times 7, that is 7. 1 times 3, that is 3. So, since equal sila, so it means they are proportion. So, tama yung sagot natin. Okay? May has 12 cats and 6 dogs. Can you simplify the ratio of cats and dogs? Okay. So, simplify means just get the lowest term. So, ang ratio natin, since we have 12 cats and 6 dogs, so that is 12 is to 6 or 12 over 6. So, to simplify that, we just need to get the lowest term of 12 over 6, and that is 2 over 1. So, pwede mo ring isulat yan na 2 is to 1. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, in every one dog, there is 2 cats. Practice time. So, guys, I want you to answer all the word problems na sinagutan natin kanina, and this time, I want you to do it alone. Okay? So, let's see if you're comfortable in answering word problems involving ratio and proportion. In any case na nahihirapan pa kayo, I would suggest that you watch my previous videos about ratio and proportion para mas maintindihan niya pa. Okay?